the zombie helping to bring the shit back up. Armor plated heavy, dumping out the tobacco. Got more money, became more of an asshole. Bad hoes, follow me. I fight a lot and that shows heart. I wanted the big things from the start. Running around the country playing my part. An everyday war. I'm built for the battle and they taking score. My nameplate say dead man. Trilla, singing on the hook, now it's certified. Whether blood or a crib, this is murder life. But I blast for my niggas, don't get burned alive. From Phoenix to Compton, heavy artillery loaded and we locked in. If you don't believe it, then watch him ride on enemies, sold like an auction. Let's go. Bang, 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 wave bang on them hoes if they want it. If it's war they need, break out the heavy artillery. Bang, 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 wave bang on them hoes if they want it. If it's war they need, break out the heavy artillery. West Coast into the zombie coming to conquering combat. Uppers with some vodka and the monster and all that. Amphetamines will kamikaze me, homie, fall back. Aiming heat at the meat until your ball cap. Hey yo, dead strap soldiers on payroll. Focused on the map and my cake, bro, lay low. Hella cash in the safe, how the thing go? Two in common purple suits on my chain though. In military said action, gas in the best out. Planned like wrestling, trapped in the sesh cloud. Man, it's a passion, turning up the next round. Murdering my accent. SWMV is all. Yes, we a ball and the bet to fucking win. Fetch a couple Kims, Smurfy. Method something in my work, what the word be? Bang, bang, bang. Wave bang on them hoes if they want it. If it's war they need, break out the heavy artillery. Bang, bang, bang. Wave bang on them hoes if they want it. If it's war they need, break out the heavy artillery. That's double M, double LC. Murder fucking music. Break out the heavy artillery. If it's war they want, then war we give them. If it's war they need, break out the heavy artillery. From Compton to the East Coast to motherfucking worldwide. Armor. Break out the heavy artillery. And when you do that, aim right for the fucking head. If it's war they need, break out the heavy artillery. Don't worry about obtuse shit. Like funerals, you were soon to go. Hurry your mouth. Call it hot soup, burning your mouth. Still talk about the dead God working your town, and then I leave there. Come step into my Z fog, beware. Wishy-washy people let y'all perish, thinking that it's all sweet like an eclair. Lapping nerd rapper, enemies shrug with a bleak stare. Me imperial, they a lesser thing. Get the brains in my tummy like I'm eating cereal. Superpowers, how I got them, play it, guess away. Shun a lane with impressive fame, far under my resume. This a regal, I don't see through the bitch. They lack slag, need tutelage. Nary a teacher even addressing the rudiments. Seem they keen to find the gleg, but the cooler kid to come pray. Do the imperial. One day I'm taking world show. Come and see me go. When the wind burns, come pray. Do the imperial. One day I'ma make it hurt slow. Come and see me go. In my return, they claim a painting pics. Me tend to flow vomit. You either ain't or is. These niggas don't got it. I represent wins like a phone posit. If I meet a negative end, I'll keep it no comment from a street rat. I ain't Johnny Dave, but it made me bad. page where I inked that. Early murder, then I finally got the EGAT moment while steady bowling from a tweak sack. Infection, fuck a damn Z-pack. Mom shit when I puff a gram. Started grinding, but ain't messing with that huckin' jam. Made a plan to get a buck and bam. I OD'd, but 11 seconds invested, it showed me that I possess a blessing embedded so free. Ain't no second guessing, I'm a dope guy. Get into my ceremony, come pray. Do the Imperial. One day, I'm taking world show. Come and see me go. When the wind burns, come pray. Do the Imperial. One day, I'ma make it hurt slow. Come and see me go. In my return, come pray. Do the Imperial. One day, I'm taking world show. Come and see me go. When the wind burns, come pray. Do the Imperial. One day, I'ma make it hurt slow. Come and see me go. In my return, come pray. I keep it tweaking like Duco. Come see my event, I do go. Dad to you, Poppy Chulo, grandma in they panic room. Famished too, planning to eat the world, zombie animal. Cause my pack, wow, lay a nigga flat down. The homie on the band with a sack. Loyalty is in danger, fuckery is contagious. I hope the leeches suck them dry like a dead Maynard. My trip is for the ages, I'm penning potent pages. The game in need of scrapping players, and all these rappers ain't this. They ain't on the job, case this thing. Got my ammo and I'm aiming at the posers. Let me make this plain, I tried the other way. Now they gotta taste this pain. When the flow is so perfect, keep playing like it ain't rock, knowing I'm murky. It's crack, come get a bag, take a man hit, hold these verses. Now call me Pusha Z, Swamp Superfly. I stay working, try and knock my hustle, you could die like a virgin. I'm not apocalypto type of person. Sicko, you scared, so get low unless you wanna catch a bullet to the dental. Purge 'em. Stare at my crazy hair like is it really a sicko? Oh, I bet a fucking sicko. Hell yeah. On the stage I kill it there, jumping in the air is it really a sicko? Now you be a fucking sicko. Hell yeah. And they never realize until people die something terrible. 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 Come see the bodies and they'll be like this dude. Really a sicko? I make you a fucking sicko. Yeah. I keep it freezing to below like we releasing true evil. Tangible. Murder, mayhem, and matching botanical. Like I burn one, they gon' light up too. Then me get the mic unglued and I fall. I'm into living in death and independence. Spin like a light bulb. Twisting mints yet again, and I get this vengeance. With a pin off top, then me load that. If only they'd worship, then it wouldn't be so bad. My curse is also a gift. Go plan to die like the merch is. It's black and white. No man alive ever killed. Like I said, do right. No pressure, guys. Why you spill? Never said goodbye. Then I met your wife. I murder her too. And down a brew in the moonlight. I sure got a screw. Loosen, but now they a do right. Bo red type. Ride around on my new bike. Horrorcore coward don't want blood, but do my shit. Make that virgin fit my dick. Get the true pipe if they allergic to the sick. Gazoon tie, go in. Stare at my crazy hair like is it really a sicko? Oh, I bet a fucking sicko. Hell yeah. On the stage I kill it there, jumping in the air is it really a sicko? Now you be a fucking sicko. Hell yeah. And they never realize until people die something terrible. 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 Come see the bodies and they'll be like this dude. Really a sicko? I'll make you a fucking sicko. Yeah. Ain't no medic.
that I too was dead. So I decided to disappear. Then and there. From my concealed place, I watched you and your followers investigating in the most sympathetic and inefficient manner the circumstances of my death. At last, when you had all formed your inevitable but totally erroneous conclusions, you departed.
Navigate through bruising foliage. Who is lonely? It's all of everybody in this phony bitch. Forage in the zoniest points in the horde spree. Your voice can't afford me. Erroneous. When the worms combine with the ravers, you will crave war and I will be your savior. Flood the core, dada rojo laser. Coppers who jockers can lick a caco loco major. Right in the mold lane, pipe draw up. Cold dead cold. Zombie. For what? High on a Tuesday, murder on the Mordu. Everything to kill it, so they die in a cool way. Who say? Me say, clipping on my replay. Tuesday. Keep say, limits from the trees, man. Hitting keeps at the preach of the sick mind treehouse, bitch. I'm beast round DS. Sources, stylized orchids, plio drive Mormons like I with the cordless.
Ice cold core, set the course for endorphins.
A transformer more and I'm floored in the forest. Torch and the corpse isn't sure of proportions, but don't be sore, you can score with the torment.
Report to the warden.
I said you hella good.
Resort to the forfeit.
I played it hella wood. The taste ain't shook. We banging in the lotto. Lanes tend to follow. We machete through the woods. My name is in the book. Blaming this bravado. Trained to get colossal when my paint is in your blood. In time you will be free. And I'll be telling the story.
Double M rainwater.
Invited to release your prior help for the morbid forest. Nature's now unhealthy. Seen your color fade. Bleeding to the
Alright, we're just gonna get right into this because I'm having technical difficulties as usual. Exit out of all this, make sure that I'm good. It says that I haven't dropped any frames. What up, Alex? Yeah, so Sev gave me the green light a couple weeks ago to basically be able to play his music in my in the intro to my stream or my break screens or my outro so that I don't get content ID strikes. I'm still playing whatever the fuck I want, but I figured today I wouldn't have to worry about this shit getting pulled down because I have had one of my videos blocked so far for a song, and I'm not even, my channel's not even monetized, and I don't have any plans of that anytime soon, so if ever. Hold on, let me get some lights on in here, guys. The sewer be dark. I was hoping the homie Sev would be in here. Yeah, dude. Thanks for stopping in, Alex. For real, bro. Thanks for jumping in my Discord, dude. Definitely much appreciated. I'm still working on that, and that's kind of like the point of this video is the future of the channel, things that I plan on updating. I kind of talk about it, regularly on the channel, but yeah, dude. Yeah, honestly, Alex, this channel was, I've had this YouTube channel for a long time. I made a video like 12 or 13 years ago about this rare console that I got, still in the box and shit. And that's like my most viewed video. But this channel's been up, for a little while now. And it was around, I think it was around last September or December. I, for whatever reason, just had this itch to beat Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on regular Nintendo. It's probably my favorite game of all time. And I had never beat it, so I planned on beating it. And I just really... What up, Bill? What up, Bill? Thanks for hopping in, buddy. But yeah, so I just wanted to beat Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I'm getting ready to turn 40 years old this year, so I felt like the Mike Tyson's Punch-Out milestone had to happen. So I just really started to study the game and study different strats that people had for beating certain people. It wasn't about beating it in any sort of time. Like, I wasn't going for like a speed run or anything like that. It was just basically just wanted to beat the game for the first time in my life. I've played the game since I was a kid. So I did that on New Year's Day. I really thought I was going to do it New Year's Eve, but I ended up doing it New Year's Day. And that video got a decent amount of traction. And it was my first time like using a webcam on my channel. And so I just decided after that, like, I'm just going to do this shit. Like, I'm just going to document, oh, dude, Kung Fu, bro. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Kung Fu. Yeah, I would play Kung Fu on this channel, bro. That was a game that I grew up playing a lot. Definitely never beat. That game is pretty hard, bud. I don't really plan on doing a lot of Nintendo playthroughs, and I know that might suck to some people that pretty much subbed my channel because of the Mike Tyson video gets traction. Then I just really started to go all in on my YouTube channel and bought a mic and started working with Sev, talking about he would show me things on OBS, and I kind of just learned it all on my own, other than the tricks that Sev helped me with. But yeah, I built my own intro screens. I built my own break screen. I built my own outro screen. I built all of that shit just on my own. But yeah, I'm gonna keep kind of moving in the same direction that I have been. Last time we were all here. What up, Scott? Last time we were all here, we talked about the next game that I wanted to play, being Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, Sev and I, dude, Alex, Sev and I met in, it was 2013, I believe. I was just a fan of his, hit him up. Actually, I have a podcast about Sev and the whole story of how I found Sev. That dude has been my best friend since 2013, bro. So, yeah, Sev and I have hung out several times, probably a handful of times. I live in Ohio. He, at the time, lived in Cali and now, has moved and shit. So I don't really get to see him all that much. But him and I are really good friends. And so when it comes to certain shit, Sav will hit me up or I'll hit him up. It's just we can toss ideas back and forth. Things just work. Me and him see eye to eye on a lot of things. So, but yeah, my next game is going to be Metal Gear for sure. That's going to be the next deep dive that I do. And I'm going to, obviously, if I don't know if I'm sure people have looked into the things that I'm doing, but I do the sewer stream, which would just be like, this would be considered a sewer stream, but sometimes I play just random games. I do the Sewer Symposium podcast, and I do Deep Dive, which is my playthroughs, and just me documenting me playing through these older games or games that I always wanted to play through and just never got around to it. And this channel has kind of helped me do that because it helps me you guys help me kind of like focus on getting through a game. You know what I'm saying? And most games I'll play for like an hour and I'm just like, yeah, I'm over it. But it's kind of given me this love of wanting to play these old games again or for the first time. Yeah, it's a crazy story, Alex. It's a crazy story, but if you go to my main YouTube channel, you can go through live videos, my actual videos, playlists. I have created a playlist for the Sewer Symposium and Deep Dives. So if you go to the Sewer Symposium, I think episode 3 is Sevidemic. And yeah, dude, this whole channel, the Discord thing that I'm doing, all of this is about nostalgia, dude. I just want to build a community by bringing a bunch of people together that love retro gaming, that love retro horror movies, that love retro toys, music, whether it be modern or old. I just want a place for all these people to be able to meet up and they all share just similar interests. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of why I'm doing this channel, kind of why I'm doing the whole Discord thing. Obviously, Discord could be built up a lot more, but I don't really have a lot of people in there right now. And even if this thing never gets to any more people than it is now, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with the people that I've already met. You know what I'm saying? Like you, Alex, you, Bill, Scott. I've known you my whole life. So, but it's insane to me that I get to play these games that I've always kind of wanted to play. Now, Metal Gear, I talked about before. Metal Gear is the game that I've beat. Yeah, bro. It's a Leatherface shirt. Bill, words can't even describe the fact that you say things like that. Like I'm just that down to earth type of dude, and I just really think it's crazy that people want to hop in here and watch me play these old games. You know what I'm saying? But it's a cool experience because I'm already planning on playing through these games regardless. But it's cool as hell to see that there's other people that want to either want to see these games, want to experience them, even though you might not have before, never heard of these games. that Bill has mentioned to me several times when I'm playing something like I never knew about this game or whatnot, you know, and it's like that shit is cool as hell to me to be able to basically like watch watch my channel evolve of people that all just pretty much have the same interest, you know, like I don't know, it's been a ride already, dude, and Sev really helped me out a lot by plugging my channel on his, which he did not have to do, but he is the homie for sure, dude. That fool has met my mom. That fool has met my grandma that's gone and passed. It's just crazy, kind of this whole ride, and that's pretty much the reason for all this. Why not document these crazy fucking stories? Or, you know, I just this channel is always gonna be how it is, dude. I don't plan on, you know, I have no plans to get huge or, you know, charge people or do like subscriptions and shit like that. Like that's all cool to the people that do it. If that's your hustle, cool. This is just, bro, I have a full-time job, and this is just kind of what I do when I'm able to do it, and it documents all of this shit for whoever fucking down the road is like, hey man, remember when Prox beat Mike Tyson's Punch Out? Like, oh yeah, that shit's on YouTube. Like, and you go back and watch all that shit. Like, I just think it's a cool place and time. And like I said, dude, you know, I'll be 40 this year. I'm not getting any younger, and I kind of wanted to do YouTube a long time ago at the height of like gamers being like celebrity type shit on YouTube. But yeah, dude, I just have no plans on making any major changes other than obviously, you know, we're gonna clean up the sewer in the background and shit. Well, this will change at times. Because I'm constantly working on the aesthetic of my channel, because that's kind of really the only thing that I care about. I'm cool with everything else. I'm happy with, you know, this mic for now. I do have a way to set up. I do eventually want to do a podcast and have a permanent, you know, like co-host at some point. But that's later on down the road. All right, Alex said, bro, some friends and family would flag me in to watch them play. Sometimes my friends and family used to gather around whoever got or getting the farthest to beat a game. We'd root sometimes. No, dude, I come from that same fucking background, bro. And I think that's like, I don't know, that's what's motivated me to do all this shit is like, honestly, I got really super fucking bored with modern games. I got really super bored with modern games. Not all modern games, but a lot of them. I got tired of... I was a console gamer my whole life. I got tired of spending $60... spending $60 on a game and then I beat it in 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? And I've talked about this before. Bill has brought it up before. A lot of these modern games just really tend to hold your hand. And you know, Alex, you remember you've already said Mike Tyson's Punch Out classic. You've already talked about Kung Fu. We come from a time frame where those games, you earned those wins in fucking old games, dude. If you beat that old game, like, you worked your ass off to beat that old game. That's impressive to me. Like I said, I'm not going to do a whole lot of regular Nintendo games because I'm not. That's another thing that probably should be cleared up. I'm a gamer. I'm not claiming to be I'm not claiming to be some pro gamer. So if you're like hopping on this channel and you plan on, you want to see people do speed runs and shit. Like, I'm not that dude. I just kind of take things. You guys that have watched me know kind of how I move. I take things at my own pace. I obviously don't want to burn people out on. I was playing, some Pacific Drive, some other survival games during the sewer stream, but I just don't want to burn people out with those types of shit. And I do want to keep kind of the focus on, beating these games that I haven't beat or playing games that I haven't played. And it's dope that you guys want to be along for the ride. Alex said, yes, beating the game was challenging in any game. It's fun to see the other endings. Weren't you excited to see that? Yeah, dude. That was the whole part. In these story-based games, that is like the cherry on top of the fucking pie at the end, dude. You playing through this game and then finally seeing where this story has led up to. It's no different than a movie. Yeah, Bill. I don't want to burn out my fan base with the same repetitive shit over and over again. It was absolutely mind blowing to hear Sev tell me this week in stream, like, you've become my favorite gamer streamer, and I was like, wow, dude, why? Like, I'm such a small channel, like nothing big. But he brought up a good point, dude. He enjoys watching me play these games because it's not Call of Duty and like Fortnite, and like, I'm not hating on people if that's your thing, but bro, like, I'm not like a mindless drone that can just fucking stay focused on the same, like, repetitive game over and over and over again. I want something with content to it. Scott said, I remember me and you beating Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, I definitely have beaten one of those before. I don't know if it was one or two. It probably was two, because I definitely remember playing two with you at your grandma's a lot. But yeah, man, like, I just want to, I don't want to keep this channel, like, I don't want to make this channel something serious, dude. Like, this is me, this fucking kid that was raised in the 80s and 90s that just wants a creative outlet for all of this useless gaming, wrestling, horror, old retro toys and action figures and whatnot. Like, I'm just into all of the pop culture and shit from the 80s and 90s. And that's shit that will get talked about on my podcast. I'm a definite figure collector, especially if it's from 80s and 90s. And not major shit. One thing you'll come to find about me is that I tend to not, like most guys that collect action figures and shit now from the 80s and 90s are like, yeah, I'm collecting Transformers, or I'm collecting He-Man, or, big names. And I am more usually into underdog type shit, or movies that didn't, we're talking 80s and 90s collections or collecting toys or anything like that. Action figure wise, like my most prized collection right now, retro wise, is Puppet Master figures from the Puppet Master movies in the late, or it would have been early 90s, from Full Moon. So if you've ever seen the Puppet Master movies, you know what I'm talking about. and I have collected them for a while now, and they're all mint on card, on still on the cardboard backing and shit. Like I'm that dude. I'm not into Transformers, and if that's your thing, cool. I definitely had Transformer memories from being a kid, but I'm more into collecting, like, if as far as retro toys and shit like that go, things that kind of flew under the radar or were definitely like 80s and 90s boys toys, you know what I'm saying? Like crazy shit, like Battle Trolls and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures and stuff like that, or Toxic Crusaders. But yeah, man, and I'm the same way as far as gaming goes. You're not gonna see me like Metal Gear Solid is a title that is up there for a lot of people, but usually gaming, I tend to play these weird or unique games, or games that flew under the radar, or games that I just grew up playing. Yeah, dude. See, both of you guys remember Puppet Master. I know Scott remembers Puppet Master. Like that's my shit, dude. Yeah, I do have some Spawn stuff. I actually offed a lot of Spawn stuff, but that's another grail that I have is and you can hardly find anything about it. I might even I can't wait to do podcasts about this kind of shit because I can talk about this kind of shit all day. But the craziest Spawn thing that I own is if you would have owned a movie store in the 90s, you would have gotten this Spawn box for the movie that came out in the 90s. And it opens up like kind of like a book almost. And there's a stand for the movie, so you could display the movie in your movie store if you were a rental store or anything like that. And if you lift all that shit up, there's like a Spawn t-shirt and Spawn tattoos and a bunch of other shit. But I've only found one other one. I think it was on Etsy, and it's been a while back that I found it. But I bought this thing for like dirt cheap, and when I say dirt cheap, I'm talking like $50, and it's probably close to, I don't know, anything is things that you collect. They're only worth what somebody's willing to buy them for from them for. So if it goes for $200 or $300, that's cool, but yeah, it's not it's not the big cutout, like the big stand-up Spawn. That would be like a life-size Spawn. It's more of like a foot. It would have went like literally on the corner of like if you had a countertop that you were renting movies out on. I bought it from this dude that I met this guy at a flea market, and I became really good friends with the dude. And so on the days that I wasn't going to flea markets, he would be like, hey, dude, stop over if you want. I might have shit that you're interested in. And he was kind of in the middle of going through a pretty nasty divorce and had to off a bunch of his stuff anyways. And so he just so happened to have this. And I'll eventually, like, if I talk about something like that, like if I do like a podcast on rarities that I own or things like that, I'll definitely end up showing those things. But yeah, dude, those are things that I'm interested in. 80s and 90s wrestling. My brain is full of fucking crazy knowledge about that shit. I don't watch modern wrestling. Could give two shits about wrestling from pretty much once WCW died and the Attitude Era died out. I fell out of love with wrestling, and but I still watch like tons and tons of shoot interviews. So I know a lot of crazy things that happened in wrestling that nobody talks about, or they've only talked about these few times, or, things like that. So when it comes to wrestling, yeah, I'd love to talk about crazy shoot interviews that I've seen, or things that people don't normally talk about when we talk about wrestling. Everybody's seen what was going on in the ring, but they didn't know the kind of shit that was going on backstage, or when they went across seas, and things like that. I love music. Music is my life. Been playing guitar since I was 13 years old, so music will get talked about a lot on this channel. Music gets played a lot on this channel. I just plan on keeping basically all the things that I'm mentioning now. That is going to be this whole channel summed up. That's going to be that's my future with Discord. I plan on hopefully growing Discord a bit bigger. And I have I have things that I want to do in Discord. Like right now, Alex, you're in my Discord. So at some point I might be like, bro, I'll talk about it on stream or something, like, hey, let's, on this day at this time, let's all get together in my Discord and watch this fucking old school horror movie, or, let's all get together and watch Puppet Master, and we'll all be able to be in Discord, watch. I'll provide the movie, obviously. It just, that kind of shit is cool as fuck to me, dude. I just think that would be cool as hell to be able to get a big group of people together to, all fucking, watch an old school episode of a cartoon that we watched as kids, or, things like that. I that's my plan for Discord. Alex said, my first PlayStation came from a flea market. LOL. It worked. I bought Marvel Superheroes Class. Thanos with the glove was the boss, and yes, he'd throw the moon. I'd enjoy watching you play that on PS1. Yeah, dude, Alex, I got plenty of PS1 games that I plan on playing. Actually, there's a good majority of the games that I plan on playing through are going to be PS1. Dreamcast is huge to me, was always huge to me. Genesis games, because I was a big Sega kid. Super Nintendo games probably at some point. But yeah, and I've been trying to keep the games that I play kind of like horror related in the deep dive. Like we started out with Ghostbusters remaster. I completed that on stream. We beat Clock Tower on PlayStation 1. So if you know what Clock Tower is, or you never heard of Clock Tower, and you're into like low budget horror movie type shit, I've streamed and played through all of that. And I just beat Dino Crisis. So did it just say Bill joined my fucking Discord, bro? Bill just joined the Discord? Fucking Bill is here. Yes. Thank you, dude. Thank you, bro. It definitely means a lot. And like I said, man, these are things that I plan on doing. I have tons and tons of old school horror movies. Again, it's kind of shit that's a little bit more rare, or maybe nobody's ever seen or heard of. Yeah, I feel like horror games are necessary here and definitely fit the channel, but I'm kind of breaking those rules a little bit with games like Metal Gear Solid. But that's the thing. If it's something nostalgic to me that I grew up playing, Yeah, dude, Dino Crisis. You know what's crazy about Dino Crisis, bro? I don't know if you ever played through that game, but I definitely played through Dino Crisis when I was, I like I said, if I had to guess, I was 17 years old, or maybe 16, 15 or 16, somewhere around in there. Those later puzzles, dude, in Dino Crisis really were fucked up. Like, I think that's another crazy thing is I've gotten so used to modern day games and the way their puzzles work. It just felt like, like, oh, I can find the key for this here, blah blah blah, and I just go through it, no problem. Those Dino Crisis puzzles, dude, sometimes I was really fucking sitting there for a minute, dude. But yeah, man, that's the plans. I will say, since you guys are all in here, I'm gonna make a post on Facebook about it, and I'll probably make a post in the Discord about it as well, because that's the thing. I've half of my fans come from YouTube and Sev, and the other half of my fans come from people like Scott, who's my family, people that I went to school with that I'm just now reconnecting with at 40 years old. A buddy of mine that I've become closer to him now, but he was just kind of an acquaintance in high school, and I never really got to talk to the kid. We were always cool to one another, but he really gets down on watching me play these old games and shit. And a bunch of my buddies from my childhood, pretty much. So I tend to post on Facebook, and then I'm going to continue to post. I also post on YouTube as well. So if you guys miss things, like if you go to where I have my videos, my live playlist, and then it says like community, I will post updates in there. I just updated that we would be streaming Metal Gear Solid. I believe I updated that yesterday. So, and eventually, my plan is, I didn't get to talk to you guys about it last time. Bill, I was starting to talk about it, and I think Alex was in there, and we kind of got sidetracked on me just going down this rabbit hole of Metal Gear Solid. Another plan that I have, another thing that's going to happen is I will get together like 3 or 4 games. There will be a poll posted on YouTube, and you guys can go in there and vote for the games. And the most voted for game of that time will be the next game that I play through. Maybe we'll do that after Metal Gear. I know that I want to get through Metal Gear, and I really want to play Silent Hill 2. There's a lot of people. I think Alex might have been one of them that said Silent Hill was kind of a big thing for him too. Bill, you said you never seen the game. I don't think Seb's ever seen Silent Hill 2. So that's another one that I really want to get through. And then maybe we'll do, maybe right before we do Silent Hill 2, we'll do a poll, and I'll just, like, after we get through Metal Gear, I'll do a poll with maybe 2, 3, 4 titles, retro games, and I'll just let you guys vote on what you want to see me play. You know what I'm saying? It'll be games. It'll be games that I'm picking due to nostalgia, or I haven't played through them, but it allows you guys to interact, and it's a win-win for both of us. You guys get to see the game that you want, and I get to play a game that I've either never played before, or is a game that's that I really love. So I think it works out both ways. But yeah, that's my plan for the road. Yep. Yeah, the poll will be posted in the community on YouTube, Alex, and you'll be able to just go in there and there'll be a couple choices for you guys to pick from, and you'll just be able to, click and pick vote for what, and the most votes will get that game for the next deep dive that we do. So I'll just play through the whole game. That's the plans as of now. Obviously, like I said, the Discord shit I think is a great idea for everybody to be able to pile in and watch a old school horror movie or a classic, like a cartoon episode that you watched as a kid that you enjoyed. So yeah, I think the Discord thing, the YouTube thing works. Luckily I came onto YouTube around this time that there are things like the community poll where you can be more interactive with your viewers, and obviously it's not just, like, if it wasn't for you guys sitting here watching me play games, it would just be me sitting here playing the game. So why not let your viewers or your fan base be more active with what you're doing? Yeah, Alex, thanks for stopping in, dude. Appreciate you, bro. Uh, Always look forward to conversations, dude. Yeah, Bill and Scott's still in here. So, uh, yeah, Scott, you joined the Discord, right? Yeah, you did. Who else joined? I don't know. Wow. So there's somebody in the Discord that I don't know. Oh, it's Bill. But yeah, those will be the plans for the Discord, and I do have a rules section. Um, got you, bro. Appreciate you jumping in, dude. But I have a bio section, which just kind of tells the backstory for the channel, and obviously it's completely over exaggerated, but that's this channel. But yeah, I didn't have any plans to play anything tonight. Just trying to figure out um, a good time to kind of start Metal Gear. And it's kind of hard because I don't want people to miss out on it. But at the same time, I feel like it's always going to be up on my channel. If you go to my live section, you can find all of my lives there. I don't pull any of them down. If there's some kind of issue with YouTube, I try to straighten that out pretty much right away. So I've only had one video pulled, and it was for one song. And then so I just had them mute it, and then the song went back up, or the video went back up. So as long as I don't monetize this channel, I don't think that there will be issues like that. So that's the plans. Yeah, I think the idea with Discord, the idea with the YouTube polls is just it's the smarter way to move. It allows you guys to interact with me in a sense of picking what game that you want to see me play. And it could be something that you've never seen either. So yeah, Bill, definitely appreciate you, bud. I just want to kind of keep it obviously kind of more retro, kind of more nostalgic, but like I said, on the sewer stream you'll see me play more kind of modern games. I'm big into survival type games, or the survival genre of games, I should say. And I've played a couple other things in the sewer streams, but nothing like major. I think I played through Pow World recently when it blew up, and I played Pacific Drive. Obviously, Bill, I think you saw me play some of that shit. I played that on release because it was a survival game, and it was definitely on my radar for quite some time. Yeah, man, and I want to keep it like that, Bill. Like I really do want to keep it to where, like Alex came on here and said like I'd love to see you play Kung Fu at some point, or the Marvel game on PS1. So, I mean, dude, if I don't know what games, like I don't know if you were a gamer growing up or what games you were into, but chances are there are games that I definitely played that maybe flew under people's radar, but maybe didn't. I was kind of into a lot of different games as a kid. I never really stuck to like one genre. I think the only two games that were really super consistent, modern wise, when I started getting into the age of gaming online, I definitely played a lot of Call of Duty Zombies. I'm a big fan of Call of Duty Zombies. Not so much now, but during Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare era of Call of Duty Zombies. Yeah, so you were like a PC gamer your whole life, which is kind of, dude, totally different for me. Which it's cool because you're seeing games that you never really grew up playing or anything like that, and you have knowledge of PC games that I definitely, I've only played, like as far as retro PC games go. I think I've played Day of the Tentacle. I played that beginning to end before. Not on stream or anything, but I've definitely played through that game. I was trying to get into Full Throttle because that was kind of a high rated older PC game. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of knowledge when it comes to PC games. I mean, I know if a game released on PC and it never released on another console, or, things like that, PC exclusives and things, I know of them. But I never really got to game on a PC, and it's kind of a regret of mine after owning a PC. Yeah, Genesis, I grew up playing a lot, dude. I had a Genesis for a long time. That is a console that I definitely will get into at some point because I have a lot of memories on Sega Genesis, and it's again games that people don't really play that much. You know, I mean, everybody plays those handful of games. Like everybody's streamed Sonic before, but and I'm sure there's multiple playthroughs of it. But a big game to me on Sega Genesis is Judge Dredd. I don't think that game really gets as much love as it deserves. That game is a great game for that time period, and especially around a time where we were getting into people trying to make movies out of video games or vice versa, and they just weren't doing great jobs at all. So the fact that there is a good Judge Dredd game that released on console is rather mind blowing in itself. But yeah, those are the plans moving forward. I think that I really want to do this Metal Gear stream. My plan was tomorrow evening. I don't know where you live, Bill, but here it's 8 o'clock in the evening, so 8:02 p.m. I think that I really want to start. I want to start Metal Gear soon because it's it's kind of a longer game, and I already love the game, so it's not going to be hard for me to just hop right into. Um, so you're like what 3 hours behind me right now? Like it's like 6 o'clock for you then, or no? I'm sorry, five. Yeah, Seb's from California, so I definitely remember those times. Yeah, so I think that I might start Metal Gear tomorrow. I hate to do it because there's not that many people in this live right now, and I obviously want to announce it. But there's not a lot of people in my Discord, and I guess I could do on YouTube, and I can announce it on YouTube and my Facebook. If I don't start it tomorrow evening, then it'll be for sure Friday sometime. Maybe I don't know, maybe Friday evening. And then I work Saturday, so yeah, I mean if you're going to be on, dude, I mean obviously I'm going to stream uh I have to start Metal Gear soon because I kind of want to get a jump on it. And I'm kind of antsy to play it anyways. So but yeah, I have Friday off. I work Saturday and I'm off Sunday, but I also have to get brakes done on a car. So yeah, I think chances are we're gonna either start Metal Gear tomorrow or Friday. Um, yeah, that'll probably be the move. We start Metal Gear tomorrow or Friday. I think that's gonna be a bigger stream. I'm hoping. I really if yeah, Metal Gear is gonna be a great one, dude. And like I said, it's not it's kind of out of the norm of games that I play, but there's something really special and unique about Metal Gear. I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of games that I play. I play a lot of random oddball shit, but as far as like during that time frame, it was a game that I wouldn't have normally gotten into. And I'm glad I did because it turned out to be, obviously one of my favorite games. I'll do that I plan on doing that at some point. A podcast with probably a couple other people is talking about our top 10 like favorite games or games of all time, and then like, maybe a top 10 favorite games of all time that are more underrated and not so well known. Metal Gear would definitely be in the top 10 for me, and more of the well known games. Yeah, Metal Gear's up there for me. There's a bunch of other games that I played that I just really love. Shenmue is up there for me on Dreamcast. Obviously, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I've talked about that plenty of times. Yeah, dude. I have a lot to say about games, dude, because I just grew up this, like I said, console gamer kid, was a Nintendo kid, was a Sega kid, and it just was such a big part of my life, that like anything that I really love. I just definitely do a ton of research into, and I just have my entire life been that way. Like if it's a old school horror movie, I've seen it and it's something that I love. I want to know about all the shit that I wouldn't normally know about the movie. I'm just that kind of person. But yeah, I do have some podcasts up. I don't know if you've gone back and watched any of my older YouTube videos, but I do have a podcast that I've done. Let's see here. Let's see how many episodes I'm in so far. I've done 5 episodes. I've done 5 episodes. My first episode being on my favorite current band, Sleep Token. My second episode being on Mushroomhead and my experience as being a fan of them from the time I was 14 years old. Uh, Spoiler alert: I can't stand Mushroomhead now, but that gets talked about in that video. The third episode that I did was on Sev. The fourth episode I did was my introduction to gaming, like how I got started gaming and games that mean a lot to me. And then episode 5 was about the musician Rocky Erickson, who was he was in a 1960s band called the 13th Floor Elevators, and he was going to get sent to prison over a joint's worth of weed for like a long time, and ended up pleading pretty much insanity to avoid the jail time, and then went to the mental institution, and they kind of really fucked him up in there. And I did that podcast with my dad, and I did that 3 weeks ago. But all of my podcasts are roughly 2 hours long. My first one was only an hour long. But yeah, man, I don't know if you're big into music, if you're big into old school gaming, things like that. That's the podcast is and I'm gonna talk about all kinds of shit. Like I said, old school wrestling, old school video games, old school or like retro toy collecting, things like that. And another thing that I would love to touch on is crimes that impacted me when I was a kid or growing up. Things that happened that's like well documented, but they were cases that I like would go back and back and back on. It's just crazy, dude. Bill said, I think it's cool how all this comes around. I found Sev through CDT Beats, and through Sev, I found you. Yeah, dude, that's what I love about this YouTube shit, man. And the crazy part about it is, like I mentioned earlier, I've actually known Sev for since 2013. Like I said, I talk to him. I talk to him on a regular basis, man. He's a dude that we have definitely helped each other out through rough parts of our fucking lives. Whether it was just being there for each other on a just, hey man, you doing all right type shit, or helping him out at his shows and things like that. Like, he's just definitely been one of my best friends since 2013, and probably one of the only dudes that I trust in my life. I don't really fuck with a lot of people. I was kind of always an outcast or a loner type person. So that's just kind of always been me. I always was not of the norm. I never wanted to be like everybody else. So it kind of made me an outcast, and I've kind of just used that to my own benefit. Yeah, bro. Sev is a super laid back dude in person too, man. You see Sev on YouTube, he's no different in person, bro. And Sev is 100%. Like I went through it in the podcast about him, where he's just 100% a good fucking dude. Like, literally, I'm a fan of his. Start talking to him. I wanted to buy T-shirts from him. He sends me the T-shirts. He signs them and everything. And then him and I just started kind of talking on a regular basis. And he was doing a show in Michigan. And he was like, hey, Ohio is really not but a couple hours from Michigan. Would it be cool if I just swing by your house, man? I'd love to meet you. We've been talking for, a couple of years now. And, yeah, the fool literally drove to my house to meet me. And, we chilled and drank a couple beers and smoked some weed. And, since then, dude, he's, like I said, bro, he's met my mom. And that was another time that he was over my house several times. Really fucking good dude. Really good dude. And obviously, as you see, the insane musician, dude. And that's actually what drew me to Sev, was not only I found out about him through a crazy way, which I won't give away. I'll let you watch the podcast. But as a musician, or as somebody that created music, Sev was super inspiring to me on the things that he was doing. The way that he was moving was very similar to ideas or thoughts or wants of music to listen to that I had. So it was mind-blowing to me to be hanging out with this dude. You know what I mean? It was, at first I was like a starstruck fucking kid, you know what I mean? And we just became super good friends. And now it's like, even if Sev hit me up tomorrow and was like, hey bro, I'm done with this music shit, I never want to fucking do this shit again, me and him would still be tight, dude. Like, he's like a brother to me. And it's been that way since fucking 2013, dude. I've been to several of his shows. I don't know how. I would say probably 4. I think I've seen him live 4 times. Was supposed to see him live a 5th time, and COVID hit. He was supposed to play the venue in Ohio that I used to go see him at. And it was going to be on my birthday, which would have been super fucking dope. And then COVID hit, and it ruined all of that shit. So that was the last time I seen Sev was probably, if I had to guess, about 5 years ago. But I definitely want to get together with that fool, even if it means me taking a fucking vacation and trying to figure out some way to get out to New Mexico. Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He really is a good dude. Yeah, man. I can't think of my, wouldn't have known about you if it wasn't for Sev. Same could be said. When he posted my link in his stream, I got a decent amount of subscribers that night, and it was pretty mind blowing to see you guys just show up in stream and show love. Like, I don't know, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, and through that, I have since gone and watched. I was in CDT Live's CDT Beats live the other day. I think you were in there. Um, yeah, dude, it's introduced me to a lot of different things. So But yeah, man, I plan on just continuing things the way that we are. Like I said, backgrounds will get updated. I'm constantly trying to work on new stuff. There is going to be, um, I'm not going to announce it until, Seb says something, but uh, basically, I think it was probably maybe 5 to 7 years ago. Um, I was running his social media pages. I was the director of social media communications for Seb's company. Um, so I'm probably going to start doing some promo shit with his tour coming up. Seb and I have a little bit more talking to do about that, and I'm not gonna really obviously go into details of his future plans. But so so that's gonna be kind of a move, and I have to incorporate all of these things. Like I have to be able to still do all of my normal everyday things without burning myself out. So that's kind of why I'll stream, like I try to stream like twice a week, but I don't want to burn you guys out, and I don't want to burn myself out. And I'm I have obviously other lively things going on. Uh, uh, everybody has those things. So I'm just trying to balance all of these things and not burn myself out, not burn you guys out. But I think everything's been going smooth so far, and that's the way that I plan on just continuing to move this whole thing. So I'm stoked that and Alex is the same way, dude. And it's crazy to me that you guys just want to hop on and watch me bullshit about plans of my channel and stuff like that. But again, man, it's the goal of this whole thing is exactly what's happening right now. Meeting you, meeting Alex, and everybody having this place of where they can go and be with a lot of people that have the same interests or same hobbies or whatever it may be, and there's not all bullshit involved. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're bound to catch an asshole here or there, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And I just kind of, that's been my plan since starting this channel back up. Like I said, it started with me beating Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on NES, and that wasn't too long before I met you in one of Seb's streams. And then it just made sense to me, dude. I just had this vision of wanting to get a bunch of people on board with the same ideas, and it just gives people a place to fucking kick it and bullshit with like-minded people without all the other extra day-to-day garbage involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, social media in general has given people like this platform to just say whatever they want, be however the fuck they want, and I'm not on board with half the shit I see posted. So the Discord thing and this YouTube thing is kind of like, that's what I want to do. I don't want to get on, and I don't give a fuck about politics and all of this other bullshit that happens. Everybody else already experiences that. It's in your face every day. Why the fuck would I want the people that I hang out around or associate with to concern themselves with that every day? It's kind of an escape from all of that shit. You know what I mean? So that's the move, dude, is really just getting people, like-minded people together to talk about these things that we loved growing up, or talk about music that you love, or just, for instance, you have all these people that could have potentially joined Discord and mentioned bands that you've never heard of, music that you've never heard of in general, movies that you've never seen, games you've never played, and might unlock memories of shit that you already had played or owned at one point in your life, or things like that. It makes sense to me, dude. Yeah, it just makes sense to me. Yeah, I don't know when my next podcast is. That'll probably be the last thing that I talk about before I end the stream, because I wasn't really looking to do a major stream tonight. Just kind of get together with a couple of you guys, let you know what the plans are moving forward, any changes that are going to happen, things like that. But yeah, man, I'm glad that you're here, Bill. I'm glad that people like Alex show up, and CDT has jumped in my fucking lives before. There's a lot of people that have really just shown support for what I'm doing and the plans that I have. That's the one you're going to do with Sev, right? No, so here's the thing. I have talked about doing a podcast episode with Sev, but not really so much with Sev, more so as my buddy, Evan. I've known him for so long now. I call him Evan, and it's so crazy because I knew him as Sevidemic, but I just, I'll talk about him in stream, and I always say Evan, and then people will be like, "Who the fuck's Evan?" That's Sev. I do plan on doing a podcast with Evan. We have talked an idea about talking about our favorite new metal bands from the 2000s, 90s and 2000s. So that is an idea that has been tossed around. But I have a couple more ideas. I just don't want to so I have 5 podcast episodes that I've done, and they've kind of all just been me winging things with knowledge of these things, obviously, prior to going into it. But I kind of want to just structure it a little bit more to where I'm not talking in circles or mentioning the same things, those types of things. So I guess you could say the flow of the podcast just could move better. So that's my plan. But I have a major podcast planned. It's just I'm trying to get all of these people together to do it, and it's hard because we're all older now. Everybody has jobs. Everybody has lives. Everybody has kids. It's a lot, and so I might end up breaking it up into maybe a couple episodes and having like a guest per episode, so I can talk about it kind of more in depth with those people, one-on-one. But not terribly long ago, I've talked about it before. I don't know if you've been in here since it happened, Bill, but my next podcast episode plan originally was going to be, so when I was a teenager, I volunteered at, it was called the Haunted Schoolhouse, and it was in Vermilion, Ohio. And it is a place that is kind of near and dear to me because I made a lot of friends there. It's kind of like what I'm talking about here. There was a lot of people there that shared the same interests and things, whether it be music or just overall how they carried themselves, clothes that they wore. They were all like-minded individuals for the most part. And that place more recently was demolished. It sat empty for quite some time. It got basically after, I think it was maybe 4, 5, 6 years after I stopped volunteering there. It got shut down because of basically it wasn't up to code. So the fire department basically came in and deemed it unsafe. So within the past month or 2 months, that building was demolished, and it kind of, even though I hadn't talked to a lot of these people, even though I haven't seen a lot of these faces, it just kind of flooded my brain with all these old times that I had working at this place. And, I was, like I said, 13, 14, 15, somewhere around in there. These were some of the best times of my life, man. I had at this place. I learned about new music, which was everything to me. I got to be a character every fucking night, which was fun for me because I didn't have to be myself. I could be myself, but I could be this over-exaggerated version of myself. And that place made a lot of people feel that way. So my plan is to get people together to talk about that. But it's hard to, like, Scott is one of those forbidden horsemen that's in here right now. He worked there as well, volunteered there as well as a kid. So I have ideas to, yeah, man, and we got paid a hot dog and a pop every night to scare the fuck out of people, dude, and it was just really fun times, dude. It just really is a thing that I could do a whole episode about, but it's been kind of hard to get all of those people together. So it might end up being broke up into a couple episodes, and that way I can talk in depth with that person, or even if I could get 2 or 3 people together, that'd be cool. But it's just hard to Scott. What's crazy is I got my brick from the schoolhouse, you got your brick from the schoolhouse, and then just recently, I don't remember where it was posted, but it made the newspaper in Vermilion that the city commissioner or some shit, they had all those bricks just sat on pallets. And I didn't get to read through the whole thing because it was already lightweight pissing me off. It sounds like, I don't know what their plans are, but bro, you're selling pieces of this fucking place that meant a lot to a lot of fucking people, dude. And to me, they made such a big deal. Like, they were trying to arrest people, dude, for going there when they were demolishing that place. So it's like you're trying to profit, but you wouldn't even let these people. They should have sat bricks out by the fucking road for all the people that work there and put time into that fucking place first. And I'm not even talking about myself. There are people besides me, you know who I'm talking about, that poured their fucking heart and soul into that place. And those people should have been able to get a brick and without police fucking hassling them over it. And now they're sitting on pallets at the commissioner, county commissioner, or city commissioner, whatever the fuck it is. And it sounds like they're going to try to spin profit off of this. I don't get it, dude. But to me, it's super fucking sad. And there was a lot of people that were like, "Oh, tear that fucking eyesore down." And it's like, bro, even not the schoolhouse kids. There are people that went to actual school at this building back in the day. Granted, most of them probably not alive anymore, but they all had fucking memories at this place. Like, I don't know. They really should have done something with that building. They could have at least brought it up to code. I think it sat for too fucking long, obviously. You saw the pictures of the inside, bro. That place was sad, dude. It was caving in on itself. So, that has been a podcast episode that I've thought about doing since pretty much, I want to say it would have been around the time that I did the podcast on Sev. So there is no podcast with me and Sev right now, but there is a podcast of my story on how I met Sev. Yeah, it was part of the historical society. And you know what? It was donated to them for a fucking penny. And they did nothing with it, dude. They did nothing with it. It's just, I guess to me, it's not even really about me or the haunted schoolhouse kids. It's more so about, there are a lot more people that had history with that building than we even know about. So, I mean, I don't know. To me, it's just sad that they didn't try to go about that in a better direction. Around the time that I was getting ready to leave there, I do know that, and you probably remember around this time, we used to work in the library a lot. Me, Dustin, Kish, and a bunch of other people worked in the library quite a bit. And when I was getting ready to leave there, they had already shut the library down. The fire department had already come in and said, "Hey, this floor is not safe anymore. You guys can't do this here." So then we had to cut the library out of, the whole fucking layout for the next year or whatever. But yeah, dude, that shit to me will always be sad. I'm glad that I do. I get to, anytime I'm sitting here at my PC, my brick is literally sitting on my desk, bro. So it's amazing that I got to be a part of that, and I got to take a part of that later on down the road. But I just think that it's bullshit how people had to go around getting those things. And that is something that will probably get brought up in the podcast. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to cut it short. I still have to eat. Like I said, I'm going to make a post about Metal Gear. It'll depend on how my day goes tomorrow, what time I get home, that kind of thing. That'll kind of depend on whether Metal Gear starts tomorrow or if it starts Friday, because I'm off all day Friday. I don't know. Yeah, Bill, if you want to see, here, actually, I will... let's see here. I'll shoot you a link for the... I'm going to go into Discord and on here. All right, Bill. I just sent it to you in Discord, bro. I tagged you in it, I should say. That is the episode about Sev. The whole story on how I found out about his music, how I met him, the whole story, bro. And that's something you'll find out when you watch it. I could do multiple episodes on Savidemic, bro. I didn't even touch on the lore of his character. None of that shit, dude. That's just basically kind of my experience of how I came across Devin or Savidemic, and all the way up until now, modern day. Like, it was cool as hell that he messaged me the next day and said, "Hey, bro, watching the podcast episode right now." That was a full circle moment for me in life. That was really super dope. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna hop off of here, get something to eat, and now that there's a decent amount of people in Discord, or a decent amount enough that I can basically show, hey, this is the date and time that I'm going to start the stream for Metal Gear. I'm trying to point a lot of people in the direction of Discord. I'm trying to point all those people in the direction of Discord. It's just a matter of time and, these episodes and shit that I can let people know about Discord just a little bit more and more, and my plans on what the Discord will be. But yeah, until next time, guys, I will catch you later. I'm not going to leave you guys with outro scene or music or any of that shit, because it's just it was just a stream of me bullshitting and talking about plans for the channel and stuff. Thanks for stopping in. I will catch you guys next time.